But something keeps talking to me consciously, responsibly, keeps haunting me from dusk till dawn. Every day has something for you. That voice inside of your head got you projected. Paranoia, cold sweat, shining on your face, exposing your purpose. And if I ripped off your skin, I'd probably find another person. There's nothing worse than trying to bring yourself up back from the dead. So I advise you listen to that voice in the back of your head. Said all that to say, we back on Linkin Park. Roll it. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Ernest Adiano III. Channel's name is The Third Ernest. Y'all guys are the third family. Like I always say, you're not family if you're not subscribed. So if you like what you see at the end of this video, go ahead and become part of the family. Click the notification bell. Helps the channel grow, helps you get notifications of when your favorite reactor, breakdown person, whoever I may be, if I'm even any of that, puts out a new video. And for those of y'all wondering, how in the hell does that rap at the beginning of the video even correlate to Linkin Park? Place from My Head remix off of Reanimation. But today we continue the Patreon request series part dos. This one comes from a new Patreon on the immediate family tier getting their first requests in, and this is Baby Kush. I don't know why, but that reminds me of Baby Bash. Sugar, sugar, how you get so fly? Sugar, sugar, how you get so fly? But Baby Kush, you requested Numb, and this song is fire. Haven't seen this video in probably at least 10 years, so I'm hyped to be doing all the reminiscing with you and with the rest of the family. But always the quick shameless plug, and you know what? It's not even a shameless plug because this is my channel. I can plug whatever the fuck I want. So if you're somebody who potentially wants to get your own Patreon request on, check out the Patreon link in the description below. If you don't want to get a request in, you just want to support the channel, throw some dollars my way for all the hard work that I put into these videos. There's other tiers on there as well, and you get exclusive perks regardless if you're at the tier that requests or not. So check it out, first link in the description below. But today we got Numb off of METEORA, and this track hits hard, especially when you're going through teenage angst. So let's just jump on into it, fam, and see what we got. And like we say before every single Linkin Park song, R.I.P. that boy Chester Bennington. Miss that dude and his talent and everything that he brought to Linkin Park every single day. But let's get it. Before we even get started, I got mad Inception vibes from the very first 15 seconds of this music video. It reminds me of that part where she's like on top of the roof and Leo's trying to tell her like, yo, we trying to get you on the fucking team, but I need you to draw a dope ass maze because you're about to be the architect of the whole world and shit. That's when she's like drawing the maze and he's like, again, balls that shit up. And then she draws the circle maze and Leo's like, oh fuck, she done got me. But anyway, it's almost like they're standing on that roof and then they're in the same classes. I don't know if they did that on purpose. It's probably a stretch, but Inception, one of my favorite movies, Linkin Park, one of my favorite bands of all time, I'm just gonna go and correlate that shit together. Has nothing to do with the video or the song or the emotion. It's just my little 2 cents. It's not even my 2 cents. It's my 10 cents. Here's my 10 cents. My 2 cents is free. A new sense. Who sent? You sent for me? Now this looks like a job for me, so everybody. What did Han do right there?
Tired of being what you want me to be, feeling so faithless, lost under the surface. Don't know what you're expecting of me, put under the pressure of walking in your shoes. Every step that I take is another mistake to you.
I apologize for the half-assed comedy that I'm putting on in this video because I know it doesn't match the emotion of the song. So let's just jump into the emotion of the song. Linkin Park was the shit when I was in middle school and in high school, and it's because they resonated so heavily with that demographic that I was in. This was before emo music was hardcore popular, where the whole purpose of emo was just to be as emo as fuck. This right here is nu metal, but anybody who's ever felt the pressure of having to live up to someone else's expectations and not being able to live the life that they want knows exactly what this song is about. Anybody who's had to live up to the pressure of parents. Anybody who was like in the closet or someone who was gay and when it obviously wasn't anywhere near as accepted in 2000 and whatever as it is in 2019. Living a life of nonstop pressure and knowing that the life that you're trying to lead just to make somebody else happy, that shit is like detrimental to your soul. That's why he says he feels like he's lost under the surface. Like I'm lost under the surface of just what you see on the outside, but the true me that's deep down, it's lost under the surface because that's all that you care about. It's just the surface level. Who cares if I'm happy inside as long as my image is living up to what you were expecting? And then there's Mike Shinoda with the Caught in the Undertow, which is a dope line because we were just talking about feeling lost under the pressure, feeling like we're lost under the surface, like we can't handle the pressure, which when you're deep down inside, as you know, water gets more pressure the deeper you get because it's super fucking heavy. Dope line.
The undertow, just caught in the undertow. I've become so numb, I can't feel you there. Become so tired, so much more aware.
Bitch.
Becoming this, all I want to do is be more like me and be less like you.
What's dope about that part of the video is that it obviously speeds up because we're transitioning in the song and in the chorus. But that's exactly what it feels like whenever you're like lost within yourself because you're trying to please all these other people. Here we have this chick who's obviously an artist, obviously in the wrong school. She feels like she's alone. It feels like the world is passing her by, and the director does an amazing job here making it seem like the world is passing her by. Some parts of the video are very literal, like she's obviously down, you know, she obviously feels alone. Everybody's laughing at her like it's typical high school bullshit. 13 Reasons Why. Shit, third season, by the way, of that show. But the other visuals that we're getting are dope. She's moving in normal real time while the rest of the world is hyperlapsing by her.
And be less like you. Can't you see that you're smothering me? Holding too tightly, afraid to lose control. 'Cause everything that you thought I would be has fallen apart right in front of you. Caught in the undertow, just caught in the undertow. Every step that I take is another mistake to you. Caught in the undertow, just caught in the undertow. And every second I waste is more than I can take.
That scream always gets me on that part right there. But imagine everybody in the early 2000s going through some kind of transitional period in their life, finding out who they truly are. The life that they want to live is not really the life that their parents want them to live. Maybe they want to go a completely different route that their parents would never even understand. And they're trying to express that, but their parents are trying to hold them deep down into what they want them to be, as opposed to just letting them spread their wings and become who they are. This part of the song is extremely heavy with the lyrics. And there's people in the world, and I know people personally, who feel like these lyrics right here in the second verse, like it's Chester basically saying what they want to say to other people. Can't you see you're smothering me by holding too tightly? You're afraid to lose control. You're having the opposite effect that you want by holding as tight as you are. You're doing yourself a disservice. Because the tighter that you hold, the more I want to push away. And you're holding so tightly because everything that you thought I would be has fallen apart right in front of you. I know someone personally in my life that told me that this song basically relates exactly to how she feels toward her parents. Not going to call anybody out, but she knows who she is. She's watching this video right now. I'm 1,000% sure of it. Her parents and her mom had her life in such a chokehold and wanted her to be exactly who they wanted her to be, when she's completely the opposite of that now. Going against your parents' wishes is one of the hardest things that anybody could ever do. So I find that people like her, I find those people so mentally strong and emotionally strong, because you're having to endure the rest of your life knowing that you are a potentially disappointment to your parents. But you had the strength to walk away and say, fuck that. Who gives a shit what my parents think, because they're not living my life. Their life is already lived. When they die 30 years before I die, that last 30 years, am I going to look back and say, fuck, I wasted it doing what somebody else wanted me to do? I think that's super dope of people that are able to get out of that brainwashed mentality that they have to live their life for somebody else.
And every second I waste is more than I can take. I've become so numb, I can't feel you there. Become so tired, so much more aware. I'm becoming this. All I want to do is be more like me and be less like you. And I know I may end up failing too, but I know you were just like me, with someone disappointed in you.
And that bridge right there to me is so fucking dope. Because that's the mentality that you gotta have when you know that you're potentially gonna disappoint somebody by trying to live the life that you wanna live. Because the life that you wanna live is the only life that's gonna make you happy. When you're on your deathbed, are you really gonna be thinking, damn, I'm really happy that I lived my life for somebody else as opposed to myself. I'm really glad I wasted 83 years. Fuck no. That's gotta be the worst fucking feeling of all time. And it's so liberating to be able to say, I know that I might fail, and that's fine. But at least I gave it a try. At least I could say I tried to be who I wanted to. And it's also so liberating to know that the person who was holding you down only was probably holding you down because somebody else is holding them down. It's like a trickle-down effect for a lot of shit. So the moment that people realize that they don't have to live their life for somebody else, that shit is just like freedom. Mel Gibson type shit. And the most ironic thing about the music video, shot in a church. And I'm not talking shit about people that go to church or that are very religious. I'm Catholic myself. I might not go to church as much as I should, but I do believe in the religion. And I'm not talking shit about people that don't believe in religion or people that believe in other religions. You do you, boo. I'm more so talking about people who have very religious families and not necessarily want to stray away from that, but realize that religion isn't everything to them personally. They have other things that they want to aspire to be. That's the hardest shit to break out of. Because these families that have these type of strong indoctrined beliefs within themselves, it goes directly at the core of who they are. Whenever they have an offspring or a sibling or someone that says, I don't want to even be a part of that, I want to be my own person, that shit's gotta dig at their soul. Or imagine coming from like a far right family, someone who's off the deep end on the Republican side, or vice versa, someone who's off the deep end on the left, on the liberal side. And then you want to be the only one in your family that takes a stance on the opposite side of the aisle because you feel like your beliefs line up more with that, more so than what your family's taught you to do the entire time. Y'all motherfuckers that do that, or y'all motherfuckers that leave a religion, mad props to y'all. Because that shit is tough. You're disappointing everybody that you've ever known, everybody that loves you, just to make sure that you as an individual are happy. And in the end, pun intended, because we're talking about Linkin Park, in the end, that's all that really matters. Fuck everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And I know for a fact from personal experience, the last group that can relate to this song, people that dropped out of college. So when I stopped going to college, I know for a fact that a lot of my family was disappointed. It hurt me. I tried to go to college as long as possible, but the shit just wasn't for me. I spent my college time bouncing from major to major, loving the major that I was in, hating that I was required to do the bullshit that really didn't pertain to the major so much. And then I found this outlet, YouTube. I found my creative outlet, photography. I found my creative outlet, videography. I realized that there's other things like financial advice, like insurance, like guidance that I could do that didn't require a college degree. I just had to find a way to make that shit work on my own. It took years of my life for my family to see, okay, maybe he is going to be all right after all without having to go to college. I was not about to rack up more debt while I tried to find who I was in college, knowing that that shit wasn't what I was trying to be about. All that to say, fuck what other people think, but if you're going to go against the grain like that, make sure you have a true plan to make sure that you find success and you're happy in some way. Because if you can find success and that success translates to happiness and people see from the outside that want the best for you, that you're successful and you were able to find it in your own route without taking the route that they wanted you to take, it's going to be a happy medium at least. But don't just go twiddling your thumbs, swinging your dick in the air, hoping shit's just going to land in your lap. It's not the easiest route to take. You have to have a clear ass plan. But anyway, song is fucking fire, obviously. Music video fire, so muted on the tones, makes you realize that the person in the video, and actually probably Chester, now looking back on it, was going through some type of serious depression and internal battle within himself, because one of the easiest ways that directors kind of give you the visual of depression is having all these muted tones. Like nothing in this video is bright, there's no vibrant colors, even though there's clear daylight outside, there's no like sun shining. It gives you the feeling that something is off with the lack of saturation in the video. But yo, I hope y'all guys like that reaction and that breakdown. If you're new to the channel, like I said at the beginning of the video, and you like what you see, feel free to click the little subscribe button. It's normally right about here. I don't know, YouTube just switched their shit the way it looks, so it might be different now. But either way, click the subscribe button, check out the merch store, link below. Check out the Patreon if you want to potentially get your request on like Baby Kush did. Baby Kush, appreciate the request because it's always a fire request, and I always love doing Linkin Park. Appreciate you, fam. But we moving on to the next. We got all kinds of shit coming in on these requests. We got more NF, we got With Lori, we got 21 Pilots, we got fucking people I never even heard of. But we gonna get to it all, fam. Like I always say at the end of my videos, love and care for one another, love and care for each other, and I'll see y'all guys in the next video. Peace.